Hello everyone and welcome to Two Awesome Tutorials. I hope you all are having an amazing day. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you about loops. Loops can be a little complicated if you are new to Java, but trust me, it is as easy as it sounds. If you watch this video till the very end, I'm pretty sure that you'll learn loops in no time. Now let's begin. Right here I made a class called the for loops, and inside this for loop class I have made the main method. Now let's suppose that you have a company, and inside that company you have a lot of employees. So in order to store the name of the employees, what we usually do is just, let's say, we introduce the scanner. So scanner cr is equal to new scanner system.in in order to take input from the user. So we'll say system.out.println input the name of the employee. So, and then we say the name of the employee is to be stored in a string, let's say employee1, and we're going to be storing the name of the first employee in employee1. So the employee1 is equal to scr dot next line, and then print it out. System.out.println employee 1. Now when we run this, we're going to be shown something like input the name of the first employee, let's say Superior is the name, and then it prints out the name of the employee. Now to store the name of the second employee, we'll just have to copy this and paste this again and again and then again, but remember we have to make different memories for the inputs, like employee 2, employee 3, and then we'll change this employee memories to 2 and 3, and also over here the displaying, we'll also change it to 2 and a 3. Now if you run this again, I missed semicolon here. Employee 2, you don't actually have to initialize it because we're taking the input from the user. Alright, so then it will ask us to input the name of the employees, which is Sabir 1, Sabir 2. So you see that it takes the input and then displays it. Now for doing it for 2, 3, 5 employees, it's going to be easy, but imagine you have 1009 employees working in your company. That's where the trouble begins. So then you'll have to introduce arrays and also loops for taking the inputs constantly and then displaying it. So let's try and make an array. Right here, say string employees is equal to new string. Let's say we're taking 10 employees for now. So we have made an array here called employee, and inside, and it's a string type of employee because we're taking the names of the employees. So after doing this, we'll have to make a for loop. Making a for loop, there are different ways. For example, I've made an array, so we're going to store it in this array. So for making a loop, we'll say int I is equal to 0, I is lesser than 10, and I plus plus. Now inside this loop, we're going to take the inputs as the name of the employees. So let's say employees I is equal to new is equal to next dot, sorry, not new, it's next dot, not even next, it's scr dot next line. Sorry, it's employee, actually not employees. So what this will do is that it will just take the input in string type to store them as the names of the employees. So we're going to print out system.out.println input the name of employees, and when we run this, it's going to ask us to input the name of the employees. Let's say the names are B1, B2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it actually stops here at 9 because, sorry, actually at 10, because we have written 10 over here, and that's the limit of our array. So we've taken 10 inputs, 10 names of our employees. Now it's time to display them using for loops. Let's say int I is equal to 0, I is equal to 0, I is lesser than 10, I plus plus. For displaying, we use system.out.println employee I. Okay, so when we run this, it's going to take the inputs as the names of the employees 10 times. Let's just type in random stuff because don't want to waste our time. So yeah, as you see that we have input 10 names. Yeah, I know it's rubbish over here, but yeah, you can input 10 names, any 10 names, and then it also displayed the name 10 times because I wanted it to be 10 times. Now what's happening in this loop is that we have made a memory called I. It could be J, it could be anything, it could be A, B, it could be C, but I is used usually, so I would encourage you to use I, because the examples for Java usually use I over here, and it will be better for you to use I so you can understand the examples as well. So we say that I is equal to 0 and I is lesser than 10 because I want 10 names of the employees to be stored in this array, and the limit or the size of the array is also 10. There's also a different way that you can use instead of using 10, which is employee dot length. Employee dot length also means 10 because it's showing me the length of this array, which is also 10. So over here you can use employee dot length as well. It means that employee dot length is 10 as well because 10 is the length of the array that we made earlier. So okay, so let's say this is 10 and then I plus plus. Each time this loop runs, the first time it runs is 0, okay, and then there's an increment because there's one added in I. For the first time it's 0 employee. Instead of this I, it's going to be 0, and in the first index of the employee is going to save the first name of the employee. So this is how you store and also display using loops. Now let me show you how the increment happens in for loops. So for doing that, we'll just get everything that we have over here, and then we'll make a loop again. Sorry, we also deleted this bracket. For int I is equal to 0, I is lesser than 5, let's say 10, I plus plus. Now it says system.out.println I. Now when we run this, we're going to be displayed with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And you might be wondering, then where's 10? So 10, there's no 10 actually, because we have told the loop to run only until when I is less than 10. So the inputs over here are already 10 because there's also 0. If you count 0 in, there are 10 inputs. So there are 10 in total. So every time this loop runs, for the first time the I is going to be 0 because we have already did I is equal to 0, and then it's going to print it out, and then there is an increment. So after the increment, the I will be equal to 1 for the second time, and then it's going to print out 1, which is right here, and for the third time it's going to do the increment. It will be I is equal to 2, and then prints out 2 just like this, until the very end when I is lesser than 10, which is 9. So 9 will be the last number, and if you want to go increase the number, let's say we will do it until I is lesser than 1005. So when we do this and run it, you see we have got numbers till 1004. Remember, it is 1004 because it is lesser than 1005. But if you use lesser or equal to 1005, then 105 will also come to the end. Now you see there's also 1005. But if you want it to be very accurate and you don't want it to start from 0, you can write I is equal to 1, then run it. So in that way it will start from 1 till 1005. So if you go to the top and see what we have in the starting, yeah, it's 1, it's not 0 anymore. So that's how loops work in Java. So if this video was helpful to you in any way, then please hit on the like button, and if you are new, then please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me, I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me please. Fuck this shit, I'm out.